Have you ever traveled to another area where you didn't speak the local language? What was that like for you? It can be exciting, confusing, or even isolating. I'm sure many of us have similar experiences, whether we resort to using dramatic hand gestures, or even just nodding to everything, hoping that we don't agree to something weird. You see, not speaking the local language doesn't just make communication more difficult, but it also makes you feel like you're disconnected from the culture itself, like you don't belong there. Language acts as a reflection of our cultural identity, and culture influences us on how we interpret our surroundings, giving more diverse perspectives on similar experiences. This is why speaking the local language can help you feel more connected and identify strongly with the local culture. Hey everyone, my name is Rainar Ibrahim, and I'm from SMK SMAK Bogor. Have you ever thought about how language does more than just help us communicate? Well, today I'm here to explore on how language serves as an ambassador of culture. Using language, people communicate through their own ways, norms, and specific cultural nuances, strengthening the bond between language and culture. In other words, language allows you to step into the shoes of others, building compassion and a deeper understanding of different perspectives. For example, if you try to get to know someone by conversing with them in a language they aren't fluent in, the response you get may not truly express their true feelings. However, if you speak to them in their language or their mother tongue, they can then communicate more freely. So, you're able to understand how they truly feel and see things. As Nelson Mandela said, if you speak to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you speak to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Language also plays a crucial role in preserving culture by expressing the histories of people, ensuring that traditions are carried forward from one generation to the next. Many cultures also rely on oral traditions to pass forward stories, myths, and customs through generations. According to UNESCO, approximately 40% of the 6,700 languages spoken worldwide are now threatened with extinction. And in fact, a language dies every 2 weeks. What happens when a language disappears? Well, it pushes towards the extinctions of people's ethnics and intellectual heritage. So yes, language does play a crucial role in preserving and expressing culture, but it's also an ambassador of culture. By opening doors to new experiences, opportunities, and friendships. But how exactly does language transmit culture? One key explanation is the cultural transmission theory proposed by Emil Durkheim. He suggests that culture is transmitted through socialization and interaction with others. As noted, many cultures rely on oral traditions to convey stories and history. Think about those little tales your grandparents tell you when you were small. Those tales, passed through generations, are culture being preserved in real time. Now imagine learning Russian. First, it's just words and grammars. But then you see it start opening a window to understand how other people feel. You find that you can relate to other people. You can see how Russians express mood, emotions, and respect. Basically, like building up a sense of humor, like an inside joke between your friends. Today, I've shown you the great power of language as the carrier of culture, the preserver of history, and the bridge between societies. And also the risk of losing invaluable cultural knowledge as the language fades. So what can we do? We can each learn, preserve, and celebrate language, whether by speaking it, teaching it, or simply appreciating its great power. We can ensure that culture continues to thrive. Language is and always will be the greatest ambassador of culture. Thank you for your time.